With less than 15 days of campaigning until the federal election, another group we should mention is the Liberal Nationals, otherwise known as the Coalition. So today we'll be doing an overview of their history, look at their key beliefs, the cost and benefits of their policies, and major challenges that the party faces. The Coalition, also known as the Liberals and Nationals Coalition, or LNP, is a centre-right political grouping that has been in force since 1946. The Coalition was originally established in the 1930s between the Country Party, now known as the Nationals, and the United Australia Party, the predecessor of the Liberal Party. In the early years, the Coalition emerged as the Labor Party alternative, and has been the most successful political party in Australian history. As for their key beliefs, the larger partner of the Coalition, the Liberal Party, grounds its beliefs in classical liberalism, holding more laissez-faire or free trade economic principles. It believes in the responsibility of the individual, the freedom of the individual, and is opposed to authoritarianism. It generally believes in small government principles, although it adheres to a more mixed market system, but generally prefers the market to have a greater influence in the Australian economy than the Labor Party would. The Liberals believe in cutting government regulation, or so-called red tape, lowering taxation, and deregulating to incentivise economic growth, to make society more efficient and productive. A majority of the party adheres to more conservative social beliefs, with the national right holding the factional balance of power. Although often when debating issues of cultural or controversial natures, the party often allows conscience voting. As for its demographics, it often receives support from both rural and suburban voters, with the more conservative elements attracting more outer suburban and rural voters, while the socially moderate small L Liberals attract the inner suburb vote. The smaller member in the Coalition, the Nationals, has its beliefs deeply rooted in agrarianism and regionalism, while also following similar classical Liberal Party beliefs. Its priorities are that of regional Australians, including graziers and primary industry workers. The Nats also advocate for greater free market economics, although it pragmatically supports targeted protectionism for the Australian agricultural sector when faced with significant market pressure. Often quoted as the more conservative of the two parties, it strongly advocates for more traditionalist beliefs observed in most regional communities. As for its demographics, the Nationals attract an outer suburban and rural vote, with the party seen as standing up for regional Australia, and being the party for the farmers. Being the smaller partner in the Coalition generally means it often has less leverage in the arrangement, but it attempts to pull policy concessions where it can. Together, the parties create a solid centre-right to right-wing alternative in Australian politics. Both parties specialising in either regional or suburban regions is arguably a unique quirk compared to many other political parties in the world, and their pledge of non-competition in elections is something which members of the LNP would argue has been a successful strategy for them. As for their key election policies, the Coalition plans to cut the fuel excise by 25 cents, with a review in 1 year's time. It's a policy which they claim will save $1,500 for a two-car household on average per year. The party has also promised sector-specific divestiture powers to tackle companies that abuse their position of market power. In terms of housing, the Coalition plans to ban foreign investors from purchasing residential properties for at least 3 years, while in addition to that pledge, plans to build 100,000 homes in the first term of government. In regards to energy, the Coalition advocates for introducing nuclear energy into a coal-based energy grid, in addition to boosting gas to help support its net zero targets by 2050. To achieve this, the Coalition plans to establish around 7 nuclear reactor sites, and overturn bans on nuclear energy from states. As for gas, the Coalition plans to implement price control measures for the domestic market to encourage enough supply, and has also been supportive of expanding the domestic gas industry further. Lastly, a more National Party orientated policy is to bring back live sheep exports and prevent the establishment of select offshore wind farm projects. As for the potential challenges the coalition faces, it will be communicating and clarifying their policy positions in the midst of alleged scare campaigns from Labor regarding Medicare, nuclear power, and the work-from-home policies. As for their plans to cut the fuel excise, it subtracts anywhere from 2 to 4% of the federal budget, which, unless the government receives favourable tax revenue in the financial year, means the government must either cut government spending or increase revenue through taxation or deficit financing. As for the potential challenges the coalition faces, it will be communicating and clarifying their policy positions in the midst of alleged scare campaigns from Labor regarding Medicare, nuclear, and work-from-home policies. As for their plans to cut the fuel excise, it subtracts anywhere from 2 to 4% of the federal budget, which, unless the government receives favourable tax revenue in the financial year, it means the government must either cut government spending or increase revenue through taxation or deficit financing. While a ban on foreign investors arguably has the most minimal impact, if the coalition acts too radically on housing, it could drive a negative equity crisis where people feel poorer as a result of house prices falling. The government's implementation of price control measures in the gas industry could hurt supply entering the system, as producers cut back supply to maintain their profits. As for nuclear, although the party has costed their projects to be $300 billion and have provided details regarding its plan, it still faces strong scrutiny from Labor and left-leaning news outlets. In addition, the party will face stiff challenges from a divided Senate and challenges overriding state government policy decisions. As for general challenges facing the party, it's currently in the process of materialising its strategic policies, while already in the process of issuing electorate-specific commitments. The aforementioned pressure from Labor, the Greens and the media has also negatively affected its recent campaign efforts. The coalition's backflip on its work-from-home policy, while intended to attract voters back, may be perceived as unstable to voters. Lastly, the inauguration of President Trump and the impact of the world could see voters concerned of Trump's policies rising in Australia, especially from the Conservative establishment. While the coalition faces significant challenges this election season, it's still yet to be seen what challenges will happen as we approach the federal election. We'll be here along the way to ensure you hear the news you need to know, without all the noise that we're so accustomed to in the media landscape. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed our content, consider subscribing and ringing the bell so you can keep in the loop regarding the important news stories from the world and around Australia. We're also proud to announce the release of our 6th edition of the Snapshots newsletter. You can access it in the link down below for free. Lastly, I'd like to thank our regular supporters and the team for making our video possible. Your support is crucial, and if you'd like to help, consider buying us a coffee, our merchandise, or purchasing a premium membership. Once again, I'm Heath Clark, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.